Alright, so this is geometry, a quick review of points, lines, and planes, and how they intersect. Let's quickly recall here, and there's a definition on the board, but a point is simply a position in space. It has zero size, and it's represented with a capital letter. In the figure there you'll see point C, point M, and point Q. We must use a single capital letter to represent a point. A line can be thought of as a connected set of infinite many points. It's a whole bunch of points lined up and they touch each other so it looks like a line. A line is formed by 2 points. So in figure 2 right here you can see that it says AB is a line. You notice the notation above the top. If you just have a line over the top, it's simply the segment AB, which we've discussed. And also there are rays, which we've also discussed. So we can represent a line with 2 capital letters and a line over the top, or by a small single letter. So this is shown as line L. Once we have lines and points, we can talk about whether the points are collinear or non-collinear. Collinear means the points lie in a line, such as points M, A, and N, shown here in figure 3. Those are collinear points. Points T, I, C are non-collinear because the 3 points do not lie in a line. If I was to ask, are A and T collinear, the answer is yes, because any 2 points are collinear. But if I say T, A, and N, obviously those 3 points are non-collinear. Finally, the last thing we have is a plane, which is an infinite set of points again that make a flat surface that goes on forever. And that can be represented in 2 ways. It can be represented by a single italics letter, such as plane R or plane T as shown in the figure, or it can be represented by 3 points. And I use points C, M, and Q here. So that could be plane CMQ, or MQC, or QMC, or any combination of those 3 points. That leads us to coplanar and non-coplanar. If points are located in the plane, then they're coplanar points. We're going to go and show here some examples of that. Coplanar would mean all the points lie in a plane. You notice near the top there's a figure. And there are 4 planes in plane Q here. Points B, C, T, and U. Those would all be coplanar points. But A, B, C, and U, B, C, and U are in a plane, but A is not. So those are non-coplanar points. Again, since 3 points make a plane, if I ask about A, B, and T, since it's only 3 points, they would form a plane. The plane is not shown in the figure, but it can be formed. Thus, they would be coplanar. So if we start talking about naming the intersections here, and I'm using my word processing thing here to hide the answers, I want to name the intersection of, and here I have BCT and A. Well, first thing we better identify is what is BCT. BCT, again, 3 points make a plane, so it's plane Q. Little a is a line. Well, there's line A. It's in Q. The question is where does A touch Q? Well, A touches Q everywhere. Every point in A touches Q. Thus, the intersection between plane BCT and line A is simply line A. Again, I showed 2 lines here, line BA and BT. And again, if you can imagine a line going from B to A and from B to T, the line would go through the plane and the line BT would be in the plane. But those 2 lines would connect at B. Alright? So again, the answer to that one is the intersection of line BA and line BT is point B. I ask about line CU here and plane P. CU is located here, and line L I said plane. CU and little l here, so it's this line that CU would connect and the L line which goes through plane Q. Well, those do not touch, and that is an option. So the intersection here is none. Finally, the last 2 questions I ask here are name 3 non-coplanar or non-collinear points. Name 3 points not in a row. Well, I simply selected, I skipped one. I simply selected points B, C, and T. B, C, and T do not lie in a line. Here I also have the last one, the one above the name 3 non-collinear points, is line L and plane Q. Line L and plane Q. Well, L goes through the plane at T, so T is the intersection. Finally, the last thing is 4 non-coplanar points. And we'll get rid of that name. 4 non-coplanar points. Any of the 3 points in the plane Q would be okay to pick with A. So I picked A and I picked B, C, T. It has to be 4 points because 3 points make a plane. Hopefully this is helping you a little bit with the intersections. Keep practicing. I'll talk to you later.